Okay, I finished up the eye and it's working good now. I just wanted to go over this real quick, kind of show how it works. This is adapted from the Adafruit Bionic eye project. I just used the Sharpie markers to color the eye. I left a little bit of the white, the 3D PLA that I printed this in. I left a little bit of that there just to make it look like the reflection. That was one thing that they didn't do on the other one. They didn't mention adding that little white dot, but I do think it helps quite a bit. But again, that's just aesthetic, so whatever you want. But I just used Sharpie. It was really easy. It's not perfect, as you can see, but it's good enough for what we wanted to use it for. Now, I took a goggle 3D model that I found online for free, and I printed it in black PLA. It's this stuff that's kind of gold brassy right here. I printed it in black. I had to scale it down to fit the project for this eyeball and socket thing. So I scaled it down, got it to fit, and then once I had it printed, I went ahead and hit it with some metallic gold brassy spray paint to make it look more like the Mad Eye Moody. One thing I will say is I originally planned on printing it at the highest quality. With, you know, my machine can do 100 microns, but this was just a test to see if the size was right, and when I finished it at standard quality, you know, 0.2 layer height, it actually looked fine enough for what we're using for, so I didn't even bother printing another one. So it's not perfect, you can see little imperfections, but I actually think that kind of helps, especially with the brass spray paint, to make it look a little bit more worn and kind of, you know, well used. Now for the strap, the goggle had two little things here for the strap that you were supposed to print with it. I didn't, you know, make two of these. I just made one because I was only needing the one for Mad Eye Moody. So I just threaded this. This is 1/2-inch elastic, black elastic we found from a craft store. And so I threaded in the 1/2-inch elastic on this side, and then on the other side, you kind of look. You can see how it's not straight across. I actually made it kind of come up because it has to go over his other eyeball. It has these weird little kind of details on the goggle here that I just threaded the other part of the 1/2-inch elastic through there. I measured it around my son's head to make sure it fit his head first, cut it all out, left a little bit extra for, you know, working around and sewing it in, and then I just threaded it through there and sewed it closed. Once I had that sewed, I threaded the wiring for this, is on the inside. I threaded it out through the bottom one of these, for the battery pack for the power. I threaded it out through the bottom of this little latch eyelet part, and then on the back here, it's kind of hard to see, I just sewed those wires going down along the stuff right to the back here, so it just terminates here, and then I just soldered the wires from the battery pack, and that'll go back behind his head, be covered up by a little wig maybe if we give him a wig, but even if it doesn't, it's back behind his head and doesn't really make a difference, and so that's good enough. I also threw in this little extra screw that I had onto the battery pack. This battery pack came with a little hole for the screw, so I threw a screw in there just so it wouldn't accidentally fall apart while he was out trick-or-treating. And the other nice thing with this battery pack, it has a built-in switch, and so I'm able to turn the eye off and on to save his batteries for it. But it works great, you know, once you've got there, you focus it. Once you've got that, you flip the switch on, and it'll start. It calibrates itself, and then it just starts looking around and turning and looking all creepy looking around. So I think it's perfect for a little Mad Eye Moody prop. We still have the rest of his outfit. We pieced together the little coat and mostly just black clothes underneath the coat, but I think it'll look really good with this, and so he'll be able to walk around on Halloween with his little eye wiggling around. So there you go. Oh, there was one other thing I was going to show on this video. I don't have a good picture of any of the electronics on the inside, but Adafruit has that really well documented, how to wire everything up with their little trinket board. But on the inside, all those wires were just dangling loose in here, And I mean, it was fine. There was enough room where it wasn't hitting his eye, but it was still a tad bit uncomfortable. And so I just cut a round piece of black fabric here and then just super glued the fabric on one side. And then I took some batting. My wife got me this batting little piece, and I just started stuffing a little bit in there just to give it a little bit of cushion so it wasn't hard, you know, edges of the board or wires touching his eye on the inside. That little soft pad there that if his eye did rub against it, it wouldn't hurt. And then I just super glued the other side closed, just kind of stuffed it up so it was built up a little bit. You can see it's puffed up a little bit. And so that'll just help for comfort so it doesn't hurt his eye while he's wearing it.